Hello all, welcome back to the Riyaz series of harmonium learning. In the first part, we learn how to play a simple sargam. However, there are more things to the harmonium that I actually want to show a little different in this piece. Mainly, which are the parts of the harmonium, how do you handle the bellows or the bhata, how do you take care of the harmonium, what does C sharp mean, what does G sharp mean, and all the other intricate details. So here are the parts of the harmonium. These are the bellows. You pump the air in slowly. Don't do it too much. If you start feeling pressure, then that means you have played it too much. You have been pumping too much, and you don't want to do that. The bellows should be such that you get a nice and consistent note like this. Now I'll show you what happens if you over pump, and this is something that you should not do. The note will blast out at you like this. Now this blasting is jarring to ear, and that does not produce music. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to over pump the bellows. Go nice and easy on the bellows. Secondly, you have this cover. You can choose to take out if you need more volume. The way I play it is I make it half covered like this, and if I want, then I kind of cover it fully like this, or sometimes like complete coverage. The advantage of having it this way is that you can put your hand comfortably on the bellows and then make a nice and easy sound. The third part I want to show you is this whole keyboard. As you can see, the C sharp is here, also called Kali Ek. The G sharp, or where most of the ladies have their bass note, is okay. Now I want to show you how the actual keyboard works. So here is the keyboard. This is a custom made harmonium, so it's a little bit different. But for most harmoniums, the starting point is this, and this is your first note that you'll ever see on the harmonium. This is called Safed Ek, or also called C. That's why the next note is the Kali Ek, or the black one, also called C sharp. And as you can see, there are 7 notes. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then this is C again. So this is the Sa, and this is another Sa, and this is where the whole octave is. Similarly, if you start here, then your whole octave is in this range. This is Kali Ek, this is Kali Do, this is Kali Teen, this is Kali Char, this is Kali Paanch, and again the same note. Why? I can show you. These two are same notes. So again, going back, this is Kali Ek, Kali Do, Kali Teen, Kali Char, Kali Paanch, and Kali Ek again. Most female singers will sing around this area. So they will either sing here, this as a tonic note, or this, or this. Again, the notes here are, this is Kali Char, and this is Kali Paanch, and this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is Safed Che. So this is roughly the area most of the female singers will sing in. Most of the males will actually sing around this area. So again, males will either sing in Safed Ek, or Kali Ek, or Safed Do, or Kali Do. Then obviously there are exceptions. For example, everybody knows Kumar Gandharva. And he used to sing, Kumarji used to sing in this, which is F, which is considerably higher for any male singer. At the same time, there are other stalwarts, especially from Agra Gharana, who used to sing much lower than this. So what it is singer specific. For you, you can pick up a note which is comfortable to you and start playing. And most of the times in this video series, I'm going to use Kali Ek as the starting point, and that's how I will show you things. Next, what are these? So these are the knobs that allow the air to enter the harmonium so that you can play something. If I close them, there will be no sound. There are variations, and especially nowadays the trend is either remove them completely, in other words you'll always get the air, or turn them into reverse. In other words, if you pull them out, then that means the air won't come in, and for air to come in you want to push them in. It depends on each harmonium, the function remains same. It's not too difficult to figure out what it is. Now what are these little knobs here? So these little knobs, actually if you open them, then they play one of the notes, and idea is that you want to play your tonic note. These are not going to be popular anymore, because these are remaining from the era where we did not have electronic tanpura. Nowadays everybody has an electronic tanpura. There is no need to actually pull any of these and sound another extra note on the peti. It's not required. So for most purposes you can forget all these little knobs that you see here, or they can be placed somewhere else on your harmonium as well, but just keep them, pressed inside. There is no need to sound. Get yourself a good electronic tambura and that will do the job. So this is the back side of the harmonium. This is the scale that I have just shown you. These are the bellows, and finally, just to close this out, I'll replay the sargam that I had played again on this keyboard. Let's talk a little bit about Harmonium Care, and here I have some good news for you. The good news is that in general you cannot damage harmonium that easily, and it's quite unlike other instruments like either a sitar or even a tabla or other instrument that you need to take a little bit more care of. The harmonium is in general fairly sturdy. It's very difficult to completely damage it. Nonetheless, you want to make sure not to do certain things. For example, you don't want to over pump it. If you over pump the harmonium like this, then you are going to cause some damage to the internal bellows, that you are just creating too much pressure inside. That's not good for harmonium. Secondly, the most important part of the harmonium that you do want to take care of is the holes on this bellow, on this other side, from which the air enters. As you can see, the air enters from the holes from this side, and there is a flap. Now if you do anything with those holes, and if the flap comes loose or something, then you are in for a fairly sizable repair bill. So it's really not good. So what you want to do is make sure that this part nobody touches, especially if you have small kids in the home. Make sure that they understand that this is the part that's quite pristine to the harmonium. Third thing, you just store it in a cool place, in a place like India, and a warm place where if it's getting too cold. Generally the temperature won't harm too much, as long as it's within reasonable range. You're not going to do much harm to the harmonium. Handle it carefully. On the keys, you don't want to bang too much. You just want to play it nice and softly like this. This kind of playing is just fine. If you take this much care, and the harmonium will last 10s, 20s, 50s, 60s, 70, 80 years. There are still harmoniums in India that I know of that are 80 years old. They play magnificently without any trouble. In fact, the more you play, the harmonium will age and it will sound better. And in reality, the worth of the harmonium, if you keep on playing it all the time, will go up with the age.